I'm going to try do this in the traditional way with a pounce wheel on a drawing, and I'm going to pounce this drawing, which we will use at a later stage. I have a piece of cardboard underneath the drawing. I have the drawing sitting on it. I'm going to place the wheel onto my line and very carefully bring it across, and that puts very small little holes into it, which you will see at a later stage. I will then chalk up when I'm doing the gilding. I'm going to carry out this gilding job in a manner similar to the way it would have been done in the old days. I'm just going to do a letter E. It's a very good letter. I'm just going to do the letter E. What I have here is I have the sheet of glass, this being a window, say, in a store, and I've marked the inside and outside. I have put my guidelines on the outside of this glass. This is my letter here, and I'm going to line up the letter on the outside of the glass. This will be lined up on the outside. I will go to the inside, I'll turn it around, and I will gild from the inside, looking through the glass to where I want to put my gold on. I have my artwork in place on the outside of the glass. I've just marked this inside as against the outside. I'm now going to apply my gold. I'm looking through the glass at the artwork. I have my mordant, 1 gelatin capsule per pint of water, and it has to run down the surface like that. I pick up my gilder's tip, and I'm using loose leaf gold. I still have a couple of small pieces down at the bottom there, and again I'm going to cut a bit of gold using the gilder's cushion and the gilder's knife. I've dried off my gold with a hairdryer to speed up the drying process. I'm now going to get a piece of soft cotton wool and just very gently skew off the excess gold. So very gently. Skewing off the gold. I'm going to second gild this now. I have my mordant and my loose leaf gold. So that's it, second gilded. I'll let that dry off and then I'll back it up. Now this gold is now ready for me to put the sign on the inside. The sign has the pounce lines in it. I pounce the chalk outline onto it and then coat that in. But when I turned around to have a look at it, there is a high degree of cloudiness between the gold and the glass, which tells me that either the glass wasn't clean enough or my mordant wasn't clean, even though I used distilled water and took great care. What I'm going to do now is called scalding. I'm going to heat up some distilled water and apply it to the inside of the glass. Pouring it down the inside, and the plan is it'll get behind the gold and between the glass and remove that. I've applied the hairdryer over the glass to try and warm it up a little bit. I have some distilled water that I've put in the microwave for about 60 seconds. I'm going to pour this over this, and hopefully the glass won't crack and it will remove the cloudiness. Well, the glass didn't crack anyway. So the artwork is in place. I've lined it up with the guidelines on the outside of the glass. This is sitting on the gold. The pounce marks are in the drawing. I've taken some chalk dust, rubbed it over the pounce lines. I've then got a cloth and rubbed it in, very gently though. And let's have a look. I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but I can see the letter E on that, which I'm going to paint to the pounce line and then remove the gold from around that pounce line, and then I'll put my outline in place. I'm just painting up to the chalk line that I can see. It's not really a chalk line, it's more like a series of little dots that have come through the pounce line. Next stage in this process is to remove this gold. I have my letter painted in on the back here. So I'm now going to remove this loose gold with some cotton wool. My artwork is now on the outside of this piece of glass, so the outside of the window. It's lined up with the lines I put in the very first place, and I can now see the outline that I want to paint in black. So I'm going to go to the line on the artwork to paint in the black, but I'm also going to fill in over this yellow as well. So that's the idea of what I'm going to do, but I'm going to paint it up to the outline that I can see on the artwork on the outside of the glass. This is the back of the letter then completely coated in with the black. If you wanted it, you could put a coat of varnish over that. Just bring the coat of varnish just slightly over the edge of the black. The idea is to give an extra layer of protection for when you come along to clean the window on the inside. You have a coat of yellow gloss over your gold, then you have a coat of black over that, then a coat of varnish over that. So you can see the outline then on the E. All you're going to see is a couple of millimeters of that outline. If you look at that closely, you will see that there is a slight edging of gold seeping into the black outline. There's nothing really that we can do about that because that's trapped underneath the yellow gloss. So that's the traditional way, the old style traditional way of doing gold gilding.